Well, happy Friday, all you fabulous freight masters out there. Wait, it's not Friday? All right, carry on. It's only Thursday. All right, guys. So, like the title of the video and the thumbnail on here, we are doing a free Kentucky, this whole state of Kentucky prospector shipper list for you guys to start calling on. But I'm going to do the giveaway at the end, and there are a couple rules, so you're going to want to pay attention and watch this to the very end so that you can claim it. I'm only going to offer it to the first 5. Okay, so wait a minute. Let me check my screen here. Bear with me just a moment. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to offer it to the first 5 people, and I'm going to tell you how those first 5 can get it. Okay. Now, before I do all of that, there's a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about today. Communication is one of them. We talk about how important prospecting and sales and everything is, whether you're a broker or a carrier or a dispatcher, right? But communication is actually a part of our sales. It's a part of everything that we do, right? And again, it doesn't matter whether you're a dispatcher, carrier, or a broker, right? And even if you're a shipper, okay? Because communication, if you're a broker, for instance, if you're a broker, communication is so key because you can't wait. If something bad happens with a load, you can't wait to tell that customer, right? You've got to notify them ASAP. Okay. Communication's also very key because the more you communicate with your customer, they may have additional lanes that they can offer you that you might not have ever known about. But because your communication skills are so great, you know what I mean? You don't even have to be booking like a majority of their loads for them or anything. Maybe they're a fairly new customer and they're kind of handing you the leftover scraps that they're having a hard time working with, but you communicate with them, you put in your effort and time and get those done, whole new worlds can open up for you, right? Number 2, if you're a carrier and you're not communicating with your broker and vice versa, that's kind of the death of your relationship right there, right? It really can be. I have some carriers that I work with on a fairly regular basis that communicate with me. Hey Tim, I'm here. Hey Tim, I'm dropping off. Things like this. If we're getting close to detention time, say, hey, I've been here for an hour. They still haven't given me a dock yet. Sometimes I can call over, find out what the issue is, right? But if you wait until 3-4 hours to say, hey, I've been sitting here for 4 hours, I'm going to need some detention. Well, why didn't you call me after the end of the first hour to let me know? Right? So we have to take responsibility for some of our actions and what we do, right? And it doesn't matter what side of the table you're on. But again, communication is very, very key. I love a carrier that communicates with me. I don't really like to have to put tracking on a carrier if I don't have to. Right. I know that there's some brokerages out there, they put tracking on you and then, sometimes even 24 hours in advance before the load even picks up. And then they're blowing your phone up every 15 minutes. I'm not that guy. I know other brokers out there that don't do that. Right. Some do, some don't. But the idea being is that, hey, don't just call me when something goes wrong, but, just a quick text to my cell or something saying, hey, I'm here for pickup, that kind of thing. That actually goes a long ways, right? Because I don't know if you're there, you know what I mean? Especially if I don't have tracking on you. And it's a lot easier than me blowing up your phone going, hey, are you there yet? Are you there yet? Are you there yet? Then I sound like the 4-year-old in the back seat on a road trip, right? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, I'm not going to do that, right? So, we're already live, Facebook. I don't know. I just had a Facebook notification that said, be ready to go live. But we're already live, right? So, hey, what's up? Sorry, I didn't see that. I got to jibber jabbing here, and so what's up? I can't see who you are. It just says Facebook user. I wish this software would actually show your guys' names and things, because again, I don't know who you are unless you say, hey, this is Bill or Mary or whoever. But I appreciate you tuning in, obviously. So yeah, that's my thing about communication. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today was I did this in a fairly recent video about doing our due diligence with all the double brokering scams going on out there, insurance scams, you name it, right? And it's very unfortunate because these types of scams, stolen freight, all of that kind of stuff costs our industry so much money that it shouldn't happen, right? And like Shaggy talks about, oh, by the way, yeah, if you guys aren't checking out Shaggy's channel and watching him, I suggest you check out his group. He's a regular poster in the Facebook group. So by all means, don't forget to check him out, because he talks about the rule of 5 when you're vetting a carrier, right? Checking with the insurance, because even though we have, like, whether you're using like My Carrier Packets, RMIS, DAT Onboard, any of those, well, that's kind of a quick thing, and you can look at the FMCSA. There's more steps involved, especially now more so than ever, that we need to kind of go through the process of, and you're going, ugh, Tim, I don't want to do that. Well, I'm sorry, but this is the world we live in now, right? So we have to do it to protect our butts. Otherwise, and to protect our carriers, right? And it doesn't matter. If you're a carrier, you should be doing your due diligence on your brokers and shippers as well. And this is where having a good factoring company like Optify, right? Those guys are awesome over there. They don't treat you like a number. By the way, if you guys need links for anything down below, I've had too much coffee today, so bear with me, okay? Links for everything are down below, whether you need your free 30 days free startup on DAT, if you need factoring, yada, yada, yada. It's all on there, right? So anyway, we need to do our due diligence, whether you're a broker or a carrier, because these scams are costing everybody so much money, right? And I talked about this, like I said, in a couple of previous videos on, a carrier that I spoke with, their husband and wife team. They got, caught in a double brokering scam, and then come to find out there was only a very limited amount of time before they had left to file on that broker's bond, and that bond company out of Lake City, Florida. I actually looked them up, and they were absolute garbage. I don't know how they're even in business anymore. But there again, this is why we need to check things. And again, having a good factoring company can help you combat a lot of that. And even if you're not factoring with Optify, they have check out their website, guys. I'm just going to say this because they have a lot of free information on there that will help you, right? You'd be surprised the number of carriers that I talk to that don't understand the process of how to file on a broker's bond. And this kind of thing. And especially if you think you might be caught up in a double brokering scam, it's important to get filing like right away, right? And they've got all of that information on there for you. And if you are considering, or even if you're not, they have a carrier boot camp on their website that is absolutely out of this world, right? I know a lot of us came into this world born knowing everything, but some of us didn't, right? So that boot camp is an awesome place to start, even if it just means kind of brushing up, be like, yeah, oh, I should know that, but I kind of forgot about it. So if you look at it as like a refresher course, it's a fabulous course to take. It's all like video and everything, and documents. So check it out. But yeah, do your due diligence so you don't get caught up into things. Like I talked to another broker the other day, and I'm not going to name names. They actually had booked a load with a carrier whose insurance had expired, And that was because they didn't call the insurance company before they booked the load with this carrier to verify that their insurance was still good. Now, this carrier was someone who was already active in their system. Everything was green lit, good to go. FMCSA didn't show that they had pending cancel insurance, RMIS, like all of their normal regular quick checks that they did showed that this carrier was still golden and good to go, right? And they had a fairly good relationship with this carrier, but their insurance had expired, 4 days prior to them picking up the load. And as it just so happens, that carrier damaged some property at the shipper. So that's kind of become a whole another ordeal. So this again is why good in factoring in the same sentence. Like I said, I'm sorry guys, I've had way too much coffee today and I'm probably rambling on a little bit too fast in my, so but yeah, it creates a whole big headache that we don't ever really want to have to go through if we can help it. And a quick phone call to the insurance provider would have verified that they were still good, right? And it might seem a little bit unnecessary to some, but obviously, things like this are becoming an issue. And with so many with the market being the way it is, a lot of carriers have kind of had to rob Peter to pay Paul to, keep bills paid and things like this. They probably fell behind on their insurance, probably had some sort of a grace period or something like that to get it paid and just couldn't do it, right? And I'm sure that this same carrier is probably out booking more loads right now. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have their MC number or anything like that handy. I will try to get it for you guys if you want, so that, if you're a broker, you can avoid booking any loads. But think about it, even for you carriers sitting at a truck stop, if their insurance is expired and they hit your truck, sideswipe your truck while you're sitting at the truck stop or something, I mean, that's a bad thing for you too, right? Not just for the broker and the shipper. Think about that repair bill, So again, we all need to kind of do that. And unfortunately, our industry, for some reason, even though, we're starting to see kind of some AI start to infiltrate, some of the technology that we have available, it still isn't to where it should be for an industry as large as ours, right? Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off, which is kind of sad, especially with, and kind of going back to my story about the insurance. I kind of almost feel, and maybe you guys have some different ideas on this and you can give me some of your input, but if a carrier's insurance expires, shouldn't that insurance company be able to have some sort of a login to the FMCSA or something, where they can mark that insurance policy canceled? I mean, for real. At least I think so. But yeah, I get it. Good and factoring in the same sentence. And I understand not everybody likes factoring and things like this. And Operify is not out there trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Some of you are messaging me right now. But if you are factoring or need factoring, it can be beneficial, right? And when they kind of, it's a way to do credit checks and things like this. It's a lot of help, and they provide a lot of information. I've talked to I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I've talked to other factoring companies in the past, and they oftentimes, once they get you signed on, you're no more than a number to them, and they don't care. And then if you do try to get away from them, they've got this, you have to give us, the 60, 90-day notice or whatever. But they have to also mark it as received, right? So then you have to email them, send it certified mail so that they have to sign for it, that they received it, get all of this dated and everything, because even though you do it, if you don't have it, proof that they received it, they can still automatically renew your contract with them, right? So some of the pitfalls, and there again, Operify, everybody over there, they do return phone calls. They don't treat you like a number. So, like I said, I'm a fan. I know not everybody else is, but and I'm sorry, Brad's messaging me here. Well, yeah, Brad, I see what you're saying. I would agree and kind of disagree, but that's probably a topic for a whole nother video, right? I was just kind of in my caffeine infused state here, right? I was just kind of like, mentioning there about Operify factoring. But we could talk about factoring maybe in the next video or something, you know. So let's see, how long have we been on here? About 16 and a half minutes going on. You guys are probably chomping it a bit. All right, Tim, tell us about how we get that free Kentucky Freight Shippers list. Okay. So, and this is for carriers too. This isn't just for brokers. If you're looking for direct customers, right? Because some of you guys are owner operators, small fleet owners, friends of mine. We're friends on Facebook and things, and sometimes we talk on a regular basis and that kind of thing. So, I don't discriminate. It doesn't matter whether you're a broker or a carrier, right? So, first rule, you need to like and comment on this video, right? You don't have to share it, but just like and comment on the video. The next thing I need you to do is, after you do that, email me at freightmasterresources@gmail.com. The first 5 people that do that, I will reply instantaneously and send you over that list. Now, there are, 260 pages of shipper leads? Yeah, the 2 cover sheets, and then 260 pages. And it's got everything from open deck type freight, dry van, refrigerated, everything on it for the state of Kentucky, right? So, especially if you're a brand new broker out there, like I said, or a carrier, even if you're an owner operator and you're thinking, I can't get my own direct customers, no, yes, you can. And if you need help with that, include that in your email. Say, Tim, I'm trying to get my own direct customers, and we can set up a phone call or something, and I will help you do that. Okay? You can be done. There's no such thing as the word no. So, that being said, I've described the rules. Pretty simple. Just like, comment, and email, right? 3-part process. So, before I kind of sign off here, does anybody have any questions for me? Hey, you're more than welcome. And I try to, and I apologize, I haven't been on in like the last week and a half. We had Memorial Weekend and this and that. I know you don't want to hear my excuses, but I did feel really bad, and I really kind of wanted to get on. I actually wanted to get on Monday, and then I don't know. I had things kind of running over on me. But yeah, I try to do what I can. Like I said, when I first got into this industry years and years and years ago, I had a lot of help from brokers and carriers that kind of helped me along on my career path. Because I was lost. I took my training program, and there was a lot of gaps. Right? They took my money, said, "Here you go," and ta-da, bye-bye. And I was just very, very lost. And there again, this is why I created the channel, why I created the Facebook group and all of that for you guys, so that we can all network and grow and be successful. That being said, now I do bring this up from time to time. Any new brokers or carriers out there that got your first shipper or your first direct shipper? Anybody? Say within the last 2 weeks. If you did, comment, I did. And don't forget, if you visit the YouTube channel, there's a what do we call it? The playlist tab. on the channel, there are 22 other videos on freight broker sales. Now, this would also apply to carriers, right? Looking to get your own direct customers. So there's 22 videos there for you to peruse through and check out. Again, if there's something that I haven't talked about, brought up, something you guys want me to talk about in a future video, by all means, shoot me an email or something, or comment on one of the videos. I will get the notification, and I do try to reply to all of those regardless of how old the video is. So, because you guys are the bomb, right? You guys are awesome. Nobody's got a new customer that they want to brag about. Now's your chance. Like I said, I'm your biggest cheerleader. Or I try to be, at least, right? All right, then. Y'all going to be quiet on me now? You're not helping me out? I'll be sitting there going, man, you've had way too much caffeine. I'm not saying nothing. Get you going all over again. I just made my bids for lanes in California. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're going to get the fire. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope you win some of those lanes. I hope you're building relationships with carriers for those lanes. Or maybe you are a carrier and you're, I don't know if you're a carrier and this is direct customer. I didn't think about that. Like I said, I've had way too much caffeine. My mind's running like 10,000 million 5011 miles an hour right now. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me here while I'm. But yeah, okay. I will get results by the end of the week. You're a broker. Okay, awesome. Yeah, make sure. Hey, guys, if you're watching this video right now and you're looking for lanes out of California, comment on this video, comment on the Facebook group or something, and maybe you guys can connect and build a wonderful broker carrier relationship, right? You know, that's how we grow, right? I've got carriers. This is another thing, guys, before I sign off. I've got carriers that I work with that have, run, maybe they were like a 3-truck, small little fleet, and they were running regular stuff for me. They built to 4, 5, 6 trucks. We worked on, getting some extra customers with some additional freight and lanes, and they've expanded. And some of them now they're at like 20, 30 trucks, right? And that's the way it should be, at least in my humble opinion, is that we should all grow together. We should all be successful. Like I said, I don't ever want to see anybody fail. And I know that this past year, with the market being what it is, it's been very difficult on everybody abroad in one way or another. But yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, build your relationships. Get on some of that dedicated freight. Quit living off the spot market, right? So, all right. Well, with that being said, I am going to sign off now and let you guys get back to your day. I appreciate you tuning in and joining with me. Like I said, I'm going to be watching diligently for your emails so that I can send you this Kentucky freight shipper list. Like I said, there's 260 pages with all different types of freight on there: open deck, refrigerated, dry van. There's probably hot shot on there. I don't remember all of it, but I know that there's a ton, right? So I am really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And as always, be kind to one another. Till next time, bye-bye now.